Hello, my name is Saam and Reza, and I'll be talking about the joys and tribulations of being a parent. If you ever wondered what it was like to be a parent, it's not like having a pet, but instead of being four-legged, it's you and being what you're responsible for. Single father of one 3-year-old, almost 4-year-old Kinsey Lee. She's the spring from which both my greatest joys and frustrations come from. A little bit about me. I a very crass and ruthless youth who wore off children. Was only interested in being original. Here I'm a lead singer of a punk rock band. A quote from one of my favorite actresses, Heidi Lamar. Most children turn out badly because they have the wrong parental image. Doesn't mean their parents are criminal, it just means that they are boring and cruel. So when people like I could be eventually a great parent, I hope. That's that one. And so this is her 3 days after she was born. Born to me and her mother. Her mother didn't actually know she was pregnant at the time, and went to the Keystone Hospital for thought was kidney stones, and then it turns out that pregnant with a little one. Probably would think that with the few past images that I've shown you, that I'm more or less what's wrong with typecast of what's wrong with America. But I dare you to just take a little bit look into like a little bit about what I've accomplished since her birth. Not only was I a chef of a very successful restaurant here in Atlanta, but I've also stemmed. That's also stemmed a lot of creative passion and my own drive to being a student here at Southern Paul University. Then, biggest reason behind all of that is a quote from Martin Muell, which is a very famous poet, painter, and musician, saying having children is a lot like a bowling alley, having a bowling alley installed into your brain. A lot of the things that you thought were going to be worthwhile or strikes, if you will, end up being nothing but gutter shots. One quote from Dr. Phil. I know how much everybody likes Dr. Phil. He said, "Be a good role model or a good parent. Not that we're the only influence in our child's lives, but we need to be the best influence in our child's life." Leading me, obviously, here to Southern Poly. You would think that parenting is some natural thing that comes to you from inside, where like this S cape just like pops out of your shoulder blades, and then you are all of a sudden just this great father who obviously looks like he's doing anything but parenting in this picture. But one of the most natural things that I've noticed without having a manual for parenting is that a really good quote from Susan Newman. Said that parents of only children seem to push their child with one hand while holding them back with the second. And I think it's a relevant comment just because I'm constantly grooming my actions as a parent, trying to make sure that I'm doing the best. Dunk parent, trying to capture what it is to be a good parent. And then, yeah, a really good writer that I read quite a bit just on parenting. His name's Mark H. Pilgrim, and he's done a lot of sociological research, sort of stuff. Really good quote by him was, "While a lot of great effort by socialization students, a lot of effort has been into consequences and the characteristics of parenting. A lot less time has been devoted to the actual reason why parent the way they parent." And that being said, I've learned a lot from my parental figures, people that I personally view as people who like mentors for me. I think that if anything, that's what you know, if you guys decide whichever day, you know, you guys decide to have children, or if you're, you know, as unlucky as I was, unlucky, I guess, as I was, to just have one plopped in your lap, that would be a reason, you know, a way for you guys to learn how to parent. And to summarize all of this, I don't want you guys to think that I'm pushing you guys to have children. I don't think that's the way to go about it. I think that it's obviously a natural thing, and sometimes you can't stop it from happening. But don't think that when things become too convoluted or too hectic, that doing the wrong thing. I remember one time my daughter was she was maybe 8 months, wouldn't stop crying, and I thought, and this was like the first time that I had her by myself, like at the house, and so, you know, I fed her, I changed her, I put her a new pair of clothes, I put her feet in some water because some people say that, you know, did everything but give her a rum rag, which is what I guess my grandmother used to give me when I was crying. That's for teething. That's obviously not just you shouldn't do that. But at the end of like 4 hours of pulling my hair out and crying almost and calling everybody that I knew that had children, I just kind of came to the realization that I kind of have to let things take their course, you know, like parenting as a whole. So I appreciate you guys listening to me on this. Thank you guys.